Hi everyone, good evening. Welcome back to NLTI. I am Anish Gupta, the founder of National Law Training Institute, and currently in my final year at the National Law School, Bangalore. I have the privilege of introducing another potential junior of mine, not potential, but a person who has got an All India rank of 3 in CLAT 2026. We have Rohan Joshi, who got a great rank in 2026, and we are so proud of him. Rohan, this is your day. This is your achievement. How did you feel about it? Were you expecting such a good rank? I'm sure when you checked your provisional score, you must be expecting a great rank. But were you expecting a single-digit rank of 3? And what was your reaction when the result came out?
Yeah, thank you so much. Honestly, before, like after I came out of the exam, I didn't have any expectations about the rank. To be fair, I didn't really let myself think about that because, or I felt that it would distract me further. So
Hmm.
I just came out of the exam thinking I've done my best, and whatever happens, happens. I couldn't have done anything more because my preparation was solid, and yeah, I just felt I've done my best. And yeah, once I checked the provisional score, I was really happy because yeah, it's a great score. And yeah,
Yeah.
I think it's pretty good. It's really great.
So, how much are you expecting in AILET?
AILET, according to their answer key, I'm getting 134.
So, definitely you are making it to NLU Delhi also. So, what will be
Yeah,
your final choice between NLS and NLU Delhi?
NLS Bangalore.
Uh, Not at all surprised. But Rohan, tell us a bit more about you, your background. How long did you prepare for CLAT? Which stream do you have in 11th and 12th? And how did you manage your class 12 with your CLAT exam? Assuming that this was your first attempt and you haven't taken a drop year.
No, no, this is my first attempt. Yeah. So, yeah, so I started my CLAT prep around the middle of 11th grade. Yeah, and and honestly, I feel like I've managed a lot of things throughout. I haven't just like sacrificed these 2 years. I play a lot of cricket. I've played nationals for Karnataka this year. I went to Punjab in October. Yeah,
Which
I play
sport do you
guitar.
play?
I play cricket. Yeah, I'm a fast bowler.
Great, great.
Yes. Yeah.
My
So
roommate is a university team's cricket captain. He would have loved to meet you, but unfortunately, he'll also have graduated when you come to NLS.
oh.
Yeah,
But yeah,
but yeah,
I
continue.
yeah. So yeah, I started my prep mid 11th grade, and I used to take classes, and yeah, I felt like I studied really hard this last year, and yeah,
Hmm.
that's basically it.
Right. Rohan, so I'll ask you some more academic questions so that people watching it and wanting to appear for CLAT 2027 get something constructive out of this interview. So, can you tell me your strategy for the verbal sections, CR, RC, and legal to an extent? How did you prepare for these sections? What were your go to sources like newspapers or online articles, magazines that you refer to for diverse reading?
Yeah, sure. So, even before I even decided to take CLAT, I've always loved reading books. So, naturally, my reading speed was decently quick. And I've heard in an interview previously that CLAT is just a glorified reading comprehension. So, yeah,
Yeah.
I just have a good background with reading. And honestly, I just practice through writing more and more sectionals, more and more mocks. I use the
Hmm.
newspaper to get diverse sources because yeah, the newspaper like you don't get the same thing twice. Every day they talk about something new, especially like the
Yeah.
editorial or opinion page. So it's a good change to get yourself used to different genres. I didn't really look online for specific like for example like philosophy. I used to struggle with philosophy a lot. I took my
Hmm.
share from the newspaper. I didn't really check online. I just used to get what I got in mocks, and yeah, I used to write
Yeah.
a lot of sentences. Yeah, I just brute force.
Right. And then what about GK? What was your strategy for GK?
GK, I used to yeah, I used to just refer to the newspaper not as my the newspaper was never my primary source. I just used to flip through it and
Hmm.
just to keep me updated. I used to use UPSC sources to cover my daily GK, and I used to
Hmm.
refer to certain monthly compendiums. But I used to do lots of revision, and I think that's really the final this thing that really helps you during your exam because no matter how many topics you've covered, if you don't know any of them in detail or you haven't revised them, it's just not going
Yeah.
to help. So yeah, just continuous revision throughout the year.
So Rohan, so last year, CLAT surprised us all by introducing analytical reasoning in the paper, and then this year, sample paper also contained a passage on analytical reasoning. But what was your reaction when the entire logical reasoning in CLAT comprised solely of analytical reasoning? How did you manage to stay calm and composed and react to it in an indifferent manner? And would you consider analytical reasoning coming in the paper as a blessing in disguise, because people might have flustered seeing analytical reasoning because it might have been your strong suit? So what are your thoughts on this?
Honestly, like everyone else, I was definitely surprised when I opened the paper and saw the logical
Hmm.
section. But I would say I wasn't taken aback, because like my mentor has told me that, something is going to be different this year in CLAT. So just be prepared. And I feel that the person who gets thrown off the least in the at the end of the day does the best. So
Hmm.
for me, I felt it was a little bit of a blessing because I practiced AR a lot. I Like a week before the exam, my father reminded me that, blood relations is something you haven't covered, why not go and do
Hmm.
that. So yeah, I really did my prep related to analytical reasoning, and yeah, I'm happy
Yeah.
it's paid off now.
Yeah. So Rohan, how did NLTI help you in your preparation, and did you find our content useful and relevant for your CLAT preparation?
I use NLTI's GK Booster. Somebody recommended to me that it's a good source because it has lots of questions from every month and a lot of variety of topics. And I found it to be really useful because I feel GK is like any other section where the more you practice questions, the more you get used to reading these kind of questions. And even if those kind of even if those topics don't come in the exam, it still helps to have more questions behind your back as you're solving them. And
Yeah.
I've thanks to the GK Booster, I've covered a lot of topics that I wouldn't have even thought of covering or would have even thought they were important. So yeah, I found it to be
Hmm.
really comprehensive and useful. And another thing which I really appreciated was that there were September and October online editions, which I found it to be really surprising because I haven't heard of anyone really doing this, because it was at first a physical booklet, and the
Hmm.
quality was still really good. And yeah, I honestly enjoyed solving it because it was really great.
Yeah. Thank you for that, Rohan. So I have a couple of rapid fire questions for you. You can answer in one word. So what was your score in CLAT 26 and the number of attempts?
I scored 111.75 out of 119, and I attempted 118 questions.
100. Okay. And which question did you leave?
I This is actually a bit of a funny story. I left a question in legal to decide to come back to it later, and I completely
Huh.
forgot about it. I knew the answer to the question. I just left it. I should have attempted all 119 questions.
So what is your score right now?
111.75
Okay. So had it be, if you had attempted that question,
would
you
have
might
been
have been,
112.75.
and that is rank one.
Yeah. So it hurts a little bit.
Yeah. Never mind. It doesn't matter after a point of time.
Yeah.
Okay. So how many mocks did you solve during your entire preparation journey?
Throughout my preparation journey, I would have solved over 100 mocks easily.
Okay. And were you scoring exceptionally well in your mocks, or the scores used to fluctuate here and there?
Or at when I first started, obviously they were a bit low, and there was a period where I was really stagnating around 80s. But I think this was around April or May where I suddenly shot up to I started
Hmm.
hitting high 90s, early hundreds. But yeah, like everyone's journey has ups and downs. I hit a little bit of a slump in August or September, but through I think
Hmm.
in the last 2 months my scores were pretty consistent around hundreds. I Like whatever the mocks difficulty, I used to get in low
Hmm.
hundreds, or maybe like if I like 108 types.
Right. And which newspaper did you used to read, Hindu or Indian Express?
I used to read only Hindu.
Okay. And would you recommend the same strategy, that follow one newspaper and that is the Hindu for future
Yeah,
aspirants?
I would honestly recommend just follow one newspaper, because I at the start I tried to follow two newspapers, but I found it to be really hectic. And after a point, it's
Hmm.
really, I feel, a waste of time, because you can do a lot more like thorough GK prep, or you can practice your sections, because all the like as I think it's just not worth it. You know, you waste like
Hmm.
1.5 hours trying to read through different sources.
Yeah.
I don't think it's worth it. I think stick to one newspaper and just read it diligently every day.
All right. Rohan, one last question for you. Any indispensable tip for CLAT 2027 aspirants that if they are starting their preparation right now, this is one thing that they should uh, necessarily do in their preparation?
Okay, so this is a bit of a I would say many people haven't really stressed this, but I feel quant is a section that is really important because I feel those 12
Hmm.
marks are make or break at the end of the day. Like
Yeah.
to any CLAT aspirant who's starting right now, yes, GK is important. These reading sections are important, but quant is equally important as well because if you even get 6 out of 12, it really shoots your
Hmm.
score up comparatively among a lot of aspirants. So I feel it's like it can be your boost.
Yeah. Right. So thank you so much, Rohan, for this. We'll have more elaborate conversations in subsequent strategy sessions that we will definitely hold with you. But that's it for tonight. I know this is your day and you would want to enjoy it in the best possible manner. So that's it from this session. Thank you so much everyone for joining in, and thank you so much, Rohan, for taking out time, and congratulations. I wish we could meet sometime, but if it's not possible, I'd ensure that NLTI mentors at NLS do give you a good treat whenever you come to NLS. Thank you so much,
Thank you so
Rohan.
much.
Have fun. Good night.
Thank you for having me. It was good fun. Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you.